Hey, everyone, welcome into Nebraska Shoot-Around, where we are here to discuss Nebraska men's basketball. And, successful week for the Huskers, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 at home,
week.
back at home, and playing like the
two decent teams, too. Like, it wasn't, bottom feeder of the league or anything.
No, it's teams that are in Nebraska's kind of tier.
Bubble-ish.
And those are the ones you need. Like, you got to take care of business against
Especially
your light competition if you want to move up and get above those guys.
Especially at home.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen. The home-road splits for Nebraska this season are pretty wild.
Not been great,
As well as the their record on Peacock. Ooh.
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 on Peacock now.
It's pretty much controlled all those games.
3-0 on Peacock, and they are shooting 48% from three in the 3 games that they've played on Peacock. So they should continue to play games on Peacock.
Yeah, got to get Seamus out there lobbying to get.
Hey,
nobody wanted Peacock games going into the season, and now Nebraska fans are like, "Hey, I'll pay whatever I need to get every game on there."
Just keep it there.
But the Northwestern game was not on Peacock. We'll talk about the Ohio State game, but that Northwestern game was a good win too.
It was a good win.
It looked pretty shaky.
Defensively, they did a really nice job on Boo Buie, who is one of the best point guards in the league. I think Northwestern's the best player.
2 of 15 from the field.
Yeah,
and
really
his backcourt partner Ty Berry, good shooter, 2 of 10 from the field.
They did not.
They were combined 3 of 14 from 3 for those two. So that really was the key right there.
Brooks
those guys
Barnhizer though had a career high 24 points, but I guess you would rather him score 24 than Boo Buie or Ty Berry.
Yeah.
I would think that's if you had to make that trade, you make that trade every single time.
Yeah. But I mean, so Northwestern in the second half,
without
Nebraska,
Juwan Gary again.
That's the key, coming off of the calf strain.
It was really like, ugh.
Yeah, I can't remember if we knew the diagnosis before we recorded last week.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, so good news is it's about the best possible news. It's just a calf strain, nothing more serious than that, nothing with the Achilles. And he was questionable for this game. He went through warm-ups, was suited up.
Yeah.
Not this game, but the Ohio State game. But so
he was out against Northwestern. One of the key things is Nebraska out-rebounded Northwestern 40-26 and only gave up 11 offensive rebounds after giving up 25 to Rutgers the game before. So it's something that clearly was it was talked about. I'll say that.
Yep. So Juwan Gary being out, they got a big game from Josiah Alec, 15 points, 5 boards, 2 assists.
All kind of the first half too, like right away, kind of popped,
kind of sparked them
right away. Gave them a good kind of early, I guess, hit. And Nebraska shot 54% from 3 and 55% from the field. You're going to win
80 from the line.
You're going to win basically every game you play if you do that.
They needed to do that because they had 18 turnovers.
Yes,
so they had to be more efficient with their fewer possessions. But
1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, not good.
No.
Obviously, 2-to-1 is the number on that. But
it looked like they were going to take control of this game in the second half, went on an 11-2 run to go up 11, and then immediately gave up an 11-0 run to tie it up with 4 minutes to play. And then from there, it was all Nebraska. Yeah. They held Northwestern to 4 points and 1 of 12 shooting.
Yeah, they didn't
in that last 4 minutes.
Yeah, and they finished Northwestern finishing everything 0 for 6 or something.
They missed their last 4 and they made just 1 of their last 12.
Right. And they were on a drought there before that last one, if I remember. This is just off the top of my head. I think the drought was like 4 or 5 minute drought without making a field goal. So, finished it really well. Nebraska has a tendency to. They'll go on a run. The run thing is something they kind of need to get under control. Maybe they'll go on a run. Their opponent will go on a run. They'll go on a drought. It's just finding consistency, making shots. When I say a drought, like a couple possessions is not a big deal, but like we're talking 4 or 5 minutes long of game time. That's not good. Yeah. So like you can't have that. Obviously, they had that against Rutgers too. Which is, that game's going to come back. That and Minnesota are going to be the tough ones to come back. Like that, those two are like, if we would have had those, we'd feel a lot better about where we're at. Yeah. But took care of business at home.
Yeah.
Continue to take care of business at home.
And again, another K-State Tominaga dagger.
Yeah.
Northwestern had it within 2 after a pair of free throws from Boo Buie. And about 25 seconds left. K-State is like, yep, nope, my time. Knocked it down.
Balanced.
Yeah. I mean, K-State, I don't know if there's such a thing of balance with him. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to when his shot goes in.
He's always kind of, he can get his shot off between anybody trying to guard him. It is something. Like, it's really remarkable, honestly. Just the fact that he can get the ball off, like his shot off.
And this was another instance of them continuing to get the offensive balance.
Yeah.
There was no superstar in this game.
No.
Alec led them in scoring with 15, but you had Bryce Williams with 12, K-State with 14, Jamarcus Lawrence with 10. Him hitting shots was big because he's obviously struggled in that area this year. And then C.J. Wilcher, 10 off the bench.
CJ he continues to score in double figures off the bench. Him and Sam Hoiberg are the two, like, Sam's the defensive guy off the bench, the guard spot, and CJ's the scorer. Yeah. And it kind of is a really nice mix right now. Really nice.
Listeners, go check out Hail Varsity, the Hail Varsity page on hurrdatsports.com if you want more. CJ Wilcher, I did kind of a film breakdown showing how they've been using him and during this hot streak that he's been on and how important he's been to their offense.
He's killing it.
And both these games, he came up big and was really impactful. So good offensive balance despite having a rough game from Rink Mast offensively at least. He still rebounded, passed the ball, but also 5 turnovers.
Yeah, a couple in a row where Rink was a little bit, in a struggle mode.
But no such thing as struggle mode in the second game.
Let's talk about the Ohio State game.
83-69 win for Nebraska.
He was phenomenal. Rink Mast was phenomenal. And it's something that, the knee, I think it still kind of slowed and bothered him a little bit. He went back to the sleeve, Northwestern, because he hadn't worn it. In 1 or 2 games he didn't wear it. And then he went back to the sleeve. I think it maybe helps him a little bit. But it's something Coach Hoiberg said in post-game about they do jump tests, and his jump tests have been phenomenal. So and Rink even said after the game he's feeling really good with the knee, and clearly, I've said it all year long, he is the most important player that they have on the team. And Juwan Gary didn't play, and they still dominated, and Rink Mast had 10 rebounds and 34 points, and barely missed from 3, 6 of 8.
The wild thing about Rink's game is he missed 3 of his first 4 shots.
Right.
He got a little lefty hook, I think, to start the game, and then missed 3 straight. Missed his first 3, then missed, I think, 2 inside.
Akpar is a big, long guy. That, he got in some foul trouble, and he was giving Rink some problems, like just with his length. But
that means he finished 12 of 13. He only missed 1 shot the rest of the game after that point.
I mean, the 3-point, he was 6 of 8 from 3. Like, he's never doing that again.
And
do people realize? I mean,
he was 0 for 4 from 3 in his previous 2 games. He was down to 29% on the season.
Right.
This game single-handedly bumped his percentage up to 35.
He was just feeling it. Like, it's just something he even said after the game. It's just like, you just know when you're feeling it. And his teammates kind of, got it. And Coach Hoiberg said we have packages for him with that. And, man, he's providing such a different dynamic from that post-forward kind of bring the ball up guy, because Derek Walker was capable of that, could really pass it from the high post and really kind of get downhill, but Derek couldn't shoot it. And so now it stretches out the defense a little bit more. And
There were 3 key runs in this game. 2 of them, Mast was front and center. The other one was the bench. So they fell behind 22-13 out of the gates, and Ohio State was executing at a really high level, getting switches, getting mismatches, and taking advantage of it. And then in comes the bench, and C.J. Wilcher, Sam Hoiberg, and even Eli Rice during that stretch was out there. And he's been playing a little. He played 50 minutes in this game, played 8 in the previous one. He's the one well. That's been stepping up with Juwan Gary sidelined.
Yeah, those 3, the bench has kind of been down just to those 8 guys. The key thing with Hoiberg was 0 of 2 from the field. This is how well he played, right? He's 0 of 2 from the field. Rink Mast had 34 and 10. Rink Mast plus minus was 23. Sam Hoiberg was 0-2 from the field and scored 1 point, which was a free throw, and his plus-minus was the exact same as Rink Mass, who had 34 and 10. That's how impactful he was on the game.
Yep. And so the bench comes in and immediately sparks an 8-0 run to get them right back into the game there. And again, it was basically all bench guys making plays during that stretch. Then they went on a run where Rink back-to-back threes after the 1-for-4 start to give them the lead there. And then they closed the half on a 17-5 run to take an 8-point lead. And Rink, had that step back three, that just nasty step back three where he said, "Yeah, I don't know. I was mad at myself for taking that. I don't know what happened. It just kind of lost my mind, but it went in."
The shot fake before it. Yeah,
shot fake,
and sidestep, left hand dribble even, and then
hand
just
in the face,
bang it.
I use that for the photo of that for the cover of your story, and you can see that shot went in. Go look at that picture. That's a great shot from John Peterson, but just unbelievable night for him. And then in the second half, Ohio State cut it down to 3.
And that was after Nebraska had extended it back up to 10.
And then Nebraska went on a 25-10 run.
CJ hit back-to-back corner threes. Rink hit another
Rink
one.
had 17 of those 25 points during that run to push the lead to 18. And from there, they just cruised. Ohio State started hitting some shots down the stretch, kind of cut it down a little bit, but never truly threatened.
Even towards the end, even at the end when they put him back in, I don't know what they're trying to do, get him a double-double or something. But he had Jameson Battle on his hip in the short corner. And it was like a fadeaway.
Yeah, little baseline jumper.
Little baby shot, how did that go in?
Yeah.
Like
he said something like...
he was like 1 foot. It was like a Dirk Nowitzki shot. Like it went in. I've never seen him do that before, right? Like you didn't see him do that. He didn't try to do that. So it just went in. He was killing.
Yeah.
Unreal.
He said sometimes as a basketball player, you just get in that zone where it feels like everything you throw up is going in, and that was certainly a night like that for him. So led the way with 34, 13 to 17 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3,
scoring balance
2 of 2 from the
outside.
line.
I mean, you had
10 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah, Bryce Williams was really
minutes.
good. Bryce Williams was good.
14 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, just 2 turnovers, efficient from the field. And then C.J. Wilcher again, 16 off the bench, 50% shooting, 4-7 from 3, 3 assists too, with no turnovers. And he played 30 minutes. So he's starting to play starters minutes now.
I think
because of the way he's
they
playing.
moved kind of Bryce a little bit to the lead guard a little bit because Jamarcus wasn't in shots. He got sped up a little bit, I think, especially in the first half. He got sped up.
There's one stretch where he missed 3 straight shots, all good. 3 good looks, and just couldn't make
and
any
that
of
also
them.
is like Hoiberg kind of takes some of that clock from him too. But it was, all in all, everybody played. Everybody contributed pretty good.
14-point win while getting 5 points from Casey. That's. I think Fred Hoiberg will be happy about that. Like anytime you can get something like that. So
it wasn't Casey's night, and sometimes you got it, and sometimes you don't, and everyone else being able to step up in place of that certainly helps. And frankly, like Bruce Thornton is a physical guard, and he's the one that was guarding Casey for the majority of the time that Casey was in the game. I mean, I don't know. I love Bruce Thornton's game. It's just I'm a fan of that. It's my kind of point guard he's my kind of point guard. Just tough, patient, doesn't get sped up, like all that. I love his game. Just a sophomore too, but
so good win for Nebraska. They moved them up. They are now 15-5. The best 20 game start since
1991.
Yeah, that was before I was born.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, over 3 decades now. And their net jumped from 56 to 47, so they're back into that top 50 range, kind of moving up.
1990-91 season, Nebraska started 18-2.
Yeah, I was born in 92, so.
Oh, wow.
So this is the best start for a Nebraska team in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And
it's also the 13 home wins now are tied for the most since 2018-19. So. And they are 11-0 this season when holding opponents under 70 points, which, as we transition to what's next for them, Well, Maryland does
on the road.
On the road, tough one. But Maryland also does not score a lot of points.
Yeah. The KenPom projection is 71-70 Maryland right now. So basically a toss-up game.
Right. Julian Reese is really good.
Tough matchup.
Yeah.
Jameer Young. Another tough matchup.
Really good. Slowing those two down, or kind of trying to slow those guys down, is going to be a challenge. But they got to find a way. I mean, Maryland averages 70.2 points a game.
Yeah.
So you basically just have those two guys to worry about. I don't know how they're going to do it, but
So they took care of business at
gotta
home.
Find
now
a way.
You're feeling good. Now they have to find a way to translate that to the road. This is, I mean, you look at the remaining road games, like Illinois with Terrence Shannon back.
Tough one.
That's going to be tough. Northwestern, that's a tough place for, obviously. The win at home was the first time Nebraska's beaten them under Hoiberg, so that's definitely not going to be a gimme. Especially, you know, those guys are going to be wanting revenge for that last one. They got Indiana, which that's a winnable road game. Ohio State return trip, and then Michigan. So
Nebraska's went 3 in a row against Ohio State.
They've got a chance to finally start to rack up some road wins here. Looking at the schedule, and this is one of them. But they have to show they can do it. And they haven't yet in conference play that we've seen. So
gotta get a road game. Gotta get just one for confidence, I guess. And this is a big one. It's a win. Like you said, very winnable game. They're 5-4 in the conference. They're now sitting 5th in the conference right now. I mean, we're recording this on Wednesday, so teams play tonight. But 5-4 is, and 5-0 at home. Everyone's home record is tremendous outside of Michigan, but Michigan's very 2-6 in the league. But it's one of those things you just gotta find a way.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're 7-3 in their last 10 games too, which is good. But those couple of road losses are gonna come maybe. I mean, it won't. Haunt is probably too big of a word, but you need to get one. Yeah, you really need to get one.
So. Big one. Yep, big one on Saturday.
Saturday morning, early too.
Early. Yep. So we'll be back to break that down next week on Nebraska Shoot Around.